and make the quarterback continuously think about where he's going to end up at the snap of the ball. So, which concerns are going to show up the most for either team? And that could have a lot to decide the fate of each one of these teams.
Tom, you do a job all the time when we talk about cadence and crowd noise and all of that stuff. And I tried to explain it, and I probably didn't do it right, so I need your help. How a positive or an advantage can be turned into a disadvantage if, in fact, you don't use cadence in a manner in which it benefits you. And Courtney asked a great question the other day, or just said, hey, I wonder if in the first set of plays, the first few series, Ben will keep it really simple to make sure that there aren't any procedural penalties. That is an enormous disadvantage if you do that, is that not, Tom? Because a talented veteran defensive front will then start jumping your count and know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you cannot fall into a rhythm of a count consistently. You got to change it up and maybe at least one time every 3 plays. And T. Waddle, you've been in 1,000 huddles in your life. The quarterback will come in and say, all right, you guys, hold with me because I'm going on 2. Or I'm going to go on 3 here. Just don't jump. And then they come out and they start their cadence and they get that set, blue 14, hot. And to see if you can get any jerkiness out of the defensive line, any over jump by a linebacker, get an indicator of what they're going to do, and then go through the rest of your cadence. But it takes the discipline of an offensive line that's been together for a period of time to make sure that they can just understand what the count is going to be by the way they hear it coming out of the quarterback's voice. And then when you talk about the experience on the defensive front of the Minnesota Vikings, they'll start listening to that count, especially because the Bears are playing at home. And if that quarterback falls in the consistent rhythm of that snap count, they're going to know it just by the way they hear the tone of the quarterback's voice when he starts his cadence. So it can be such a weapon, especially if in play action, but it can be a weapon on the run with the run game as well.
Tom, you mentioned the running back situation. Waddle's been very bullish on DJ Moore lining up in the backfield and the different looks and more skill guys you can get on the field as well. Is that something you think we're going to see a lot of in the opener?
Is bullish good or bad?
Good.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just glad that they've been doing that since the start of OTAs, because if they do get caught off guard with a limited amount of responsible running backs, I'm glad that DJ has a solid understanding. They can throw it to him out of the backfield. He's got a good understanding how to read the point, how the point of attack is going to open up onto the second level. And with him and DeAndre Swift and DJ Moore and hopefully Monangai, at least you'll have a couple of guys that you can go into the game with this early in the season.
Tom, we've talked a lot about the Bears' offense and what the game plan should be there. How about let's flip this over, and what do you expect the Bears' defensive game plan to be against that Vikings offense that will be starting a young man who this is his first NFL experience?
The Bears have deployable assets as well, and one of them is Kyler Gordon. Another one can be Jaquan Brisker, and they have the intelligence of Kevin Byard. So if they get those interior 3 defenders to move around enough or be in an unpredictable position where you don't know if he's accounted for in their pass protection or not, maybe you can give that guy a little bit of freedom or make the quarterback think if I have the right protection called or not. But again, I don't know what's going to be with Jalen Johnson. If he doesn't play, then you're going to have to make sure that try to formulate a plan of pressure so you don't put the responsibility on a corner to come in there and try to cover Justin Jefferson for any more than 3 seconds.
Tom, yesterday's game was an interesting one. It started with that Jalen Carter spit and he got thrown out of the game. You played back in some rough times. Have you ever seen a player, when you were on the field, spit at another player?
I don't think so, but, I kind of fault the 10 other guys in the huddle for Philly. Because as soon as they had that time with an injured player on the field and Jalen left the huddle and started walking over to the Dallas huddle, I would have said, "Whoa, big man, come back here. You stay in your corral because I don't know what you're going to do or who you're going to try to antagonize or what you're going to do going over there. The only thing you can do is get yourself in trouble." But I don't agree with what he did. I think it's completely foolish, and I hope that maybe he gets suspended for the Bears game. But
I like it.
I just don't agree with what he did, and somebody if they would have still had Graham or somebody on that defense or one of those experienced guy, Fletcher Cox, maybe they would have went and grabbed him and said, "Hey, come back here."
Durko said the same exact thing. Yeah. I texted you this one thing, and this came from a listener who's been listening for a long time. It was his idea. With the Bears celebrating the 40-year anniversary of the 5 season, the only Super Bowl champion in the team's history that you were a part of each and every week. So week 1, I want you to look back at week 1 of that season and that game. We'll do this at the end of every hit. So September 8th, 1985, you guys.
Look at Shay.
Yes, I am him. I ball so hard. I know hit rims. I look so good. But I know have twin. Dinero and moolah. I'm ready to spin. Bitch, I am him. They know that I'm him. She talk about nada. I move to the friend. Bitch, I am him.
Hey.
They know that I'm him. Yes, I'm getting that damn bread. Timothy Hernandez. Bitch, we are good.
Shay funny.
Tesla and you're tired of looking at your phone while FSD is on, and then you get this message right here that says pay attention to the road, and you get that button. If you're tired of all that nagging, get a video of yourself looking forward with your hand kind of stretched out like this, and put this thing up here by the cabin camera. If you do that, then you should be good. So now I can go back and I can look at all my postings on X. I can
Bro, I would not do
just
that.
scroll and scroll and scroll and like all of my stuff without getting nagged by the
He'd be
cards
the
to
one to
pay
get in an
attention
accident.
or to do any of that stuff. So just a little hack. Just get you a little phone mount. I think I bought this one I may have bought it at Big Lots.
Right.
I think they went out of
Right.
business already, maybe. But this is just like a generic small little phone mount, phone holder, whatever you want to call it. And I just put it up there because there's a cabin camera that's up there that's always looking at you. So if you look down like this, it'll alert you or something. And then if you get too many beeps, like if it goes beep beep,
It'll
beep
deactivate
beep,
all the way.
beep beep, eventually you'll get a strike. And then if you get, I think it's 5 strikes within a certain time frame, then you get banned from FSD for like a week, I think.
Damn,
So
for
you
a
can't
week.
use FSD, even though you're paying $100 a month, or if you've paid for it out, like,
I didn't know that.
up front or whatever. But just a little tip today for anyone who has a Tesla.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It did cut off on me. Yes, well, the FSD was like, nope. But that was like only 3. I think it only made to like 3. I did a little FSD this morning on my way to the supercharger. That was pretty. What the hell?
It's exciting when you hear stories about how, IP
Yeah, that was going way too slow for me, man.
I'm a jealous husband. It's true. Yeah, let me tell you something. One time I thought my wife was cheating on me. Yes, yes. And I'm embarrassed about it now, but I can talk about it. You know what I did? It's f***ed up, but I did do this. I waited for her to fall asleep. When I waited a long time, she's Asian. I couldn't tell if she was asleep or not. I was looking at her.
Hey, hey, all right.
And when I was sure she was asleep, you know what I did? I stole the iPhone. Took it downstairs and started trying out passwords to see if I could open it. Couldn't figure out the password. Then I remembered it's an iPhone. This shit has facial recognition. I was just like, oh. And then she opened right up. And I saw a text message in there from a fella named Earl. I don't know anybody named Earl. I woke her up out of her sleep. I said, wake the f up. Who the f is Earl? And she said, David, what are you talking about? Oh, don't you play dumb with me, bitch. I done opened your phone. Who is Earl? And she said, oh my God, David, it's gay Earl from the hair salon. I said, word, what am I, a dummy? How am I supposed to know this is gay? And she was calm. She said, read his text and look at his pictures. I started reading the text. This fella sure does spell girl with a U a lot. And I switched over and looked at his pictures, and I couldn't believe it. This fella looked gay and still pictures. His mouth was open in every shot. And then I knew she was telling the truth. And then I felt like dumb. I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Here, take your phone. I'm sorry. Just go back to sleep. I am sorry. I guess I just been insecure because all this cheating I've been doing. Good night. And she didn't let me leave. She said, well, since you want to wake a bitch up, and then she pulled my phone from under her pillow. I said, what the? She said, who is this bitch in this picture? I said, how'd you open that phone? She said, it was easy. All I had to do was mash my nose and go like this, and it opened right up. I said, what the? I'm a jealous husband. It's true.
That was good. Hell no. All right. Of course.
What shocks you most about him? How did he do it?
Of course.
What was his childhood like? Now, I'd like to show you something worse.
You're working too fast.
I'm sorry, Mother.
Just go slow and steady. Take your time, sweet boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. It's crazy. It all starts with the mother. Boy. Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's going to be good. Yeah. Now I just saw who was that was doing of something that just released the other day. He made a video on it. Is it this?
Now, I've always loved performing live with the analog rhythm by Electron, mainly because of its mute mode. It lets you mute single pads or groups of pads, all with just one tap. It's just one of those workflows that's really straightforward, hands-on, and honestly really fun to use. Now I'm bringing that workflow over to the Push. I've teamed up with Isotonic Studios to bring you Push Mute. It's a Max for Live device that lets you mute pads in drum mode with just one tap and a whole lot more. Let's jump in. I'll show you how it all works. Now this device works in both live and the Push 3 standalone. If you're using this in live, simply drag it to the start of the chain before the drum rack, and you do exactly the same thing if you're using it on the Push 3 standalone. Now, if you notice here, there's not much controls on the plugin itself. That's because we control everything directly from the Push. And that's the same for a Push controller or Push 3 standalone. Once you've loaded it on the Push, to activate it, you just hold down Shift. By default, it's set to a momentary control, so that means as soon as I take my finger off Shift, it turns off. Now you can change that by turning this dial and putting it to latch. So when you press Shift, it enables Push Mute, it stays on. Turn it off, you just press Shift again. Now it's pretty straightforward. When the pads are green, that means they are unmuted and you'll be able to hear the drum rack. When the pads are grayed out, you won't be able to hear it. But let's see that in action. And that's it. Only joking. There's a few more tricks that Push Mute can do. The first trick that it can do is it can mute multiple pads all at the same time. For example, you saw me there struggling to unmute all the pads in time. So what we can do is we can hold down Select whilst we have Push Mute engaged. Select the pads we wish to mute. Say, for example, I want all the snares to be muted. They've turned blue. That basically means they've been queued up to be muted as soon as I take my finger off Select. When I do that, they go grey and they're muted. To reactivate them, simply cue them up to be unmuted and then take my finger off Select again. Let's see that in action.
Hey friends, I'm pleased to show you the new features inside of Ableton Live's free 12.3 update. Let's take a look. Okay, so I've just got some royalty-free music here and it sounds like this. So the first exciting new feature is now we have stem separation included inside of Ableton Live. So you can right-click on a clip and go down to Separate Stems to New Audio Tracks. Now this is really cool because you can turn on or off these 4 different elements of a track, and then you can click Separate. And so when I've done this, a couple things has happened. Ableton has disabled the original track, so now we can listen to these stems all separated but together. Let's listen to just the drums. Here's the bass.
Hold on. So if I can do this, that means the old songs that I got, I can, oh.
And then here's what Ableton refers to as other, and this is basically all the melodic instruments. And then, of course, if we unfold vocals, you can see that because there was no vocals in this specific sample, there's no vocals that are in this track. Okay, so I'm going to show you this stuff in the context of building up a track. So let's listen to the drums first of all and see what we like from them. Cool, I think I like the snare drum. So I'm going to take this snare drum, copy it, and I'm going to make a new audio track and kind of place it down here in like a composition area. Let's just put it right there. And I think I also like That's kind of a cool open hi-hat kind of sound. I'll go ahead and make another audio track and place that down here as well. Okay, so that's maybe what I like out of the drums. Let's go ahead and listen to the other or the melodic instruments. And so I think there's some fun elements right here. I think what I'd like to do with this is maybe slice it. So I'm going to create a new MIDI track, and I will drag this section right here into that MIDI track, thus creating a simpler. And let's go to slice mode, and I'm going to slice by beat. Go ahead and reset my volume to 0, and let's see what we got here. Okay, so now that I've extracted some of these things, I'm going to go ahead and close down my lo-fi stems right now and maybe work on this area. So I was thinking of maybe doing a double time thing. Okay, so since I'm working with samples, I want to edit them in some way to make them mine. So I'll go ahead and I'll pitch them up a little bit. I think these snares could sound good a little bit higher pitched. Cool, I like that. Maybe something like this. Or maybe I'll pitch down the open hat and kind of close it off right here. Okay, so maybe I'll duplicate this, and I'll loop this section. And I'll start to play around with my slices until I have a musical idea. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch this up 2 steps and then click warp to make sure that these samples last as long as I'd like them to. And maybe I'll switch over to texture mode. Okay, so I've got somewhat of an idea. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. And now let's go ahead and record our slices. Okay, so I've got a cool little idea going on here. Now let's move on to another really exciting new feature. And if you scroll down into your places, you'll see that this new icon appears, Splice. Check this out. If I click on this, bam. We now have Splice integrated into Ableton Live's browser. This is insane. I think that this is one of the most exciting new features in Ableton because, I mean, it has gotten easier over time to get samples from Splice into Ableton, but I always find myself just kind of like sculpting a sound within my browser because it's just kind of faster. And now this is just so fast. Okay, so check it out. I mean, I need a kick drum, right? So let's search kick. And when I search the kick, you'll see that right under the search results, just like in Splice, you can now choose maybe some genres, right? So we could go with drum and bass, for example, okay? So now I can go down and listen using the same familiar workflow that I use normally in Ableton, so I can preview it over here inside of Splice without downloading it or bringing it into Ableton. A couple things to understand is that the audio is going to play encoded, right? It's going to play not at its highest quality, okay? So let's say that this is the kick drum that I want. I can simply click on this and drag it into Ableton, and now it's going to play at its normal quality. Right, so we can hear that. That sounds a little bit better, right? All right.
Where's my software update, bro? What? Well, when does this come out? Because that means I can take my old songs.
I'm ready like McCready. Or Keith David, who I'll sing about soon.
22 hours ago, so this is new.
Now in the aft, I've got a backdraft.
Yeah, I needed this.
Hey friends, Ableton Live just announced that they'll be bringing 12.3 to us later on this year, and it's no small update. We've got stem separation, splice integration, a redesigned AutoPan, new workflow tricks, and more. I want to break it down quickly so you can get straight into creating once it drops. I've got a few extras in this video that I don't think you're going to see anywhere else, so stick around. Now let's talk about the big one,
in today's
stem
video,
separation.
we're focusing
all
on a
excited about this
progression
because
I
it's
hear
really
a lot in church.
separating.
It's 7-3, 6, minor 5, 1, 4. And I'm going to share with you 5 ideas that you need to know in order to sound more full and advanced. In our example, in the key of C major, the chords are B minor 11, E7 sharp 9, A minor 7, G minor 7, C7, and F major 7. The key is to make the transition seamless. Let each chord naturally flow into the next, almost like a conversation. And here's what you need to know. When you listen to the keyboard player, first, learn the progression. Next, make sure that you play the chords cleanly, and then the transitions are smooth. Once you nail this, then it's time to tell the story and add character to the progression. But how do you take this gospel progression, 7-3, 6, minor 5, 1, 4, and turn it into something that draws people in? The answer lies in adding character through subtle details. And this is where the arpeggios and hammer-ons come in. So when you're playing the arpeggios, you want to make sure that you're going each individual string. So when I'm playing this, I want to stop on the B string. That's the last note that I want to play when I'm playing that B minor 11. And then upstroke to the next note. Now, even when I go to my 3, I'm allowing my fingers to kind of dance, thinking like a keyboard player. Now I want to start thinking about incorporating hammer-ons. So especially on that 6 is where I want to start laying on my hammer-ons. We want to practice being intentional about playing each individual string. So when I'm playing these, especially when I go down to my minor 5, I'm not playing, we're not doing any high E string. In this progression, I'm not really playing the E string ever. I'm only focusing, the last note that I want to focus in, or last string I'm focusing on, is the B string. Remember, we're mimicking a keyboard player. These techniques give your gospel progression a voice. You're moving past noodling and basic chords and stretching ourselves to play more intentionally. Now we're starting to sound like a keyboard player. Is there a way to guide the listener's ears from one chord to the next in our progression? Absolutely. This is where the connecting licks shine. Here are the 2 advanced licks to try. Lick number 1, F, E, D, C. Lick number 2, E, F, G, A. So that's the lick. Land on the first chord, which is that B minor 11. onto that E7 over sharp 9. And then minor 5, C, and then 4. We're just going to kind of walk it up.
I like that. Sounds good, my man.
He's in the heli.
When it comes to video games,
Oh my God!
older Americans are showing they can hold their own with the kids.
I got him.
60-year-old Michelle Statham is a grandmother of 2 and also happens to have more than 3 million followers across platforms who tune in each day to watch her play the military combat game Call of Duty.
I see you.
Online, she's Tactical Grandma.
What is it that you love about video games?
I'm a competitive person. I grew up playing competitive soccer. So to me, when I play games like Call of Duty, I still get that competitive feel that I can't do physically anymore.
She's not alone. Nearly half of all baby boomers are getting in on the action, with mental stimulation
it's
as
dope.
the top reason this generation says they've taken up the activity. Doctors say gaming for older Americans has benefits, allowing them to use the brain, stay engaged, and maintain cognition.
It helps your brain kind of keep firing those things that maybe you did when you worked. And if you're retired now, you may not be using those. And just if you play with people online, it's a fun way to connect with people as well.
Research shows puzzles, skill and chance, and arcade video games are the most popular with older players.
Do you feel that more and more older Americans are gaming?
I know that they are. And there's a lot of older females now that say that they started playing Call of Duty because they saw me play.
And they're doing it their way.
I'll say, bless your heart. You know, you tried so hard. You just got beat by a grandma. Bless your heart.
For today, Savannah Sellers, NBC News, New York.
So to be clear, it wasn't like she was playing Tetris.
I was racing for Mario Kart, like a nice little driving game
we're
or
talking Call of
something.
Duty.
She doesn't mess around. What's
Don't
coming
mess
next
with
in
Tactical
Pop Star?
Grandma.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning.
Okay, Al Roker.
You've got a Tesla. For most of you, that means one thing: a daily driving that demands nothing. No oil changes, no spark plugs, no transmission fluid. The common wisdom is, it just runs. And for the most part, that's true. Unless you own one of our unique projects, your average Tesla really is designed to be a set-it-and-forget-it kind of car. I've been driving Teslas for 10 years, and I've done zero preventive maintenance. At our TSK service center, we see dozens of Teslas monthly, and most maintenance advice you hear online is pure garbage, designed to separate you from your money. Today, I'm giving you the real advice, what actually matters and what's just expensive theater. Whether you are new to Tesla or you've been driving one for years, this will save you time, money, and a lot of unnecessary worry. Your battery is the most expensive component, potentially costing $15,000 to replace. But here's the thing, Tesla has already figured out how to prevent you from killing it. The 20-80% charging rule is optimal, but you can charge more if needed. The crucial rule is this: never leave your car at 100% charge in direct sunlight. That's it. That's the only way you'll actually damage your battery. And if you wish to hear more about charging mistakes that can actually damage your battery, make sure to watch our recent video. You can charge to 100%. Just start driving immediately. Don't park it fully charged in the sun and walk away. LFP batteries are the exception. Tesla actually tells you to charge to 100% weekly if you have one. Temperature matters, but Tesla's navigation system already handles this. When you navigate to a supercharger, your car automatically preconditions the battery. Tesla has thought of everything to make it nearly impossible to kill your battery.
my car shop.
Tesla paint is soft, and modern car paint in general uses water-based formulas with minimal clear coat for environmental reasons. Every new car scratches easily with brush car washes. But unless you're planning to leave this car to your grandchildren, you can wash it anywhere. The car has anti-corrosion coating. It won't rust. Nothing catastrophic will happen. Hand washing is ideal, especially if it's free because your kids do it every few days. Ceramic coatings and PPF protection films. We see super protected cars in our service center all the time. And guess what? We're replacing their super protected fenders, super protected hoods, and super protected quarter panels because these super protected cars crash just like every other car.
Right, that's what I thought.
If you drive intensively, don't waste money on stuff that gives you nothing. PPF is only worth it for truly unique projects like our custom TSK builds. Regular Teslas don't deserve this expense.
Dang.
White interior, it's not even leather. It's synthetic and cleans incredibly easily. You can buy it even if you plan to sit in it with dirty clothes. Don't worry about it. Screen protectors? Only if you poke the screen with some kind of hooves instead of fingers. If you have functioning hands, you cannot damage this screen. It's nearly impossible. But if you're installing a screen protector anyway, get a matte anti-glare one that reduces reflections and fingerprints. That's actually useful.
I might get that.
Tesla Glass has UV protection coating that prevents excessive heating. You only need roof shades if your car sits outside 365 days a year in intense sun with no garage, no parking structure, no shade anywhere. If you need shades, they're available on Amazon or AliExpress for almost nothing.
Okay, daughter.
You can also switch auto cooling function in your settings. But remember, it will drain your battery down to 20% before automatically shutting off if you forget it on during long trips. If you're tired of maintenance fear-mongering, hit that like button. We're about to cover the only maintenance items that actually matter. Teslas wear tires faster than gas cars. 3 reasons. The car is heavier due to the battery. Lower center of gravity means suspension works less, tires work more. Instant torque, whether front, rear, or all-wheel drive. As to recommendation to rotate tires every 6,000 to 8,000 miles, who's actually tracking their mileage that precisely? Just pay attention to your tires. Check them visually because you can wear them unevenly to the point of blowouts. Front tires wear faster if you take lots of turns. Rear tires wear faster if you have rear-wheel drive and love the accelerator pedal. Tesla's regenerative braking is so strong that some drivers never use mechanical brakes. But hopefully, this type of people aren't watching our channel. We talk about emotional, powerful cars here. Do updates under stable Wi-Fi only. Do not update at airport pickup or drop off on bridges or in single lane traffic. I've made all these mistakes, so learn from my errors. Update at home where if something goes wrong and you are stuck for 40 to 50 minutes, you won't cause inconvenience to anyone. The only maintenance items. Don't ignore error messages on your screen. Change cabin air filters occasionally. You need to change something, and there's nothing else to change. Clean your cameras and sensors regularly so they can show you who's scratching your car. This is the most useless section of any maintenance guide. Tesla has no dealers. You cannot get preventive maintenance from dealers that don't exist. If you see someone recommending preventive maintenance schedules, just move on. It's completely useless. I've driven Teslas for 10 years and have done 0 preventive maintenance. The main message: Tesla maintenance equals no maintenance. Hit that like button if this information helped you, or rather, if it helped you by not helping you waste time and money. Share this with your Tesla-owning friends who need to hear the truth. What maintenance myth should we bust next? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if you're watching this channel, you probably have a powerful car. Don't forget to use that power, but watch out for tickets.
I like that. That was good. Good tips, my guy. Because they get money from Democrat, from they think they.
Because black people pain. If
It's
you
money
have
in
a
it.
problem, all those AV, all these motherfucking 501, all this shade control. What happened, nigga? How you control problems to control. The control chaos.
What wanted it?
Everybody who wants to help the black community somewhere asking. Hey, listen. I learned. Started with all these people. Bring me to Washington. I started out with the campaign fair. This was like partnering with fighting to raise the. So nigga, I kids watching. Nigga call me, ask me, bring me into. But local. I don't want to. If they. I did a national. Pack on. So I learned a lot. So I would go to DC. $800 was in Angola. One of those guys who Facebook spread this. So I'm learning a lot as well. So what I realize is nonprofits were created during and how I learned the all the $1 billion grant. For most people, got a back. So I actually met the executive director of the Annie Casey Foundation. A guy by the name of Bart LeBeau. I stayed at Bart's days, all kind of homie. So Bart had gave me this book that's breaks down 501 profit industrial complex. In the prison industrial complex, how is nonprofit complex? So nigga, nonprofit up to people. It's a scam it's a scam solving a problem.
So the real play is time to stop because make
Not
sure
only that, and you hit on the head. So let me break it down for you. So breaks it down why they was created, when, the how, and nonprofits was created to hinder and control social movements, hinder and control. Why your Democratic Party is always saying, "Hey, we need more funding for to hinder and control this." Hinder and control social. To funnel money for the rich. That's why the first thing they say, LLC to nonprofit. You'll send this money over here. Who you gonna put on the board? Your friends and your buddies who you know got a little power. They're gonna be able to get you to fund you. So you have a working board member. I say don't put your family members. No other prominent people. Board of directors. They gonna get the money. Y'all go funnel money down. It actually comes back over here. So this book highlights the fact that 95% of nonprofits spend almost 95 to 99% of their fundings, donations and grants, lights on, furniture, all trips. They go hire their mama to be CEO. They go hire their other girlfriend, the people in the family, and pay them a salary and find a way to re-itemize the money. And only 5% actually goes to the work that they do. That's why your CEOs of Goodwill have these large salaries. Why these people sit on these boards of American Airlines forever. That's why church got in big state, because church and state are separate. Our state gave our church a 501c tax exempt status. Now they're in the bed together. A church don't need a tax exempt. That's why that's why you see a lot of black people who get nonprofits end up in prison, because they don't know this. They don't know, nigga, you have to account, and if you have to be accounted for, but they go get a Cadillac. They start going out to eat. They don't know to write this up as this. I learned hanging with the white people, write it up as this. So this wasn't created to really help you. That's why the people who got it is really getting the money. They're not visible, really helping. And the people that's really helping don't get the money because they'll solve the problem. So if you want to solve the problem, the Jews taught me, and I love this Jewish woman. I can't keeping her name. Nigga, have to learn how to be self-sustainable, Charleston. Nobody's gonna help you fix your problems. Mm-hmm. Your people have to be self-sustainable. You have to sell T-shirts, hats, barbecue, but don't beg. And all nonprofits leave you to do. You have to, if your own constituents don't help you with your people, what makes you think this corporation gonna keep helping you? Because welfare. Your own people won't help you. Why you think we're gonna give to y'all? So if you ain't showing us how to create our tax and help us funnel this money, fuck you. And then we ain't finna give you. And that's why the real people get help. I ain't getting no. You have to figure out how to self.
Oh, it's really a money play. I still don't know exactly where all of the migrant
Every
money
time
went.
there's a tragedy and there's a disaster, so many people make money. Whether it's the roofers from scamming, from the hurricane, it's so disaster, tragedy. There's money to be made. Yep. You know why? Because this is not a country that problem. We're not socialist, capitalist country. Everything is about money. If he die, else we can. Niggas ain't about fixing. It's about money. And once Americans realize that you're a consumer, you ain't a citizen. Right. Get with capitalism and you fix all your problems. Your money will fix it. Because they homie, that's why you hear other politicians saying, hey, they're just wasting money on pork projects. Homie, they got funding to see how grasshopper shit.
They do.
They got funding. They got funding. They got $200 million, $5 million go to see if grasshoppers fuck during the daytime. Homie, it's called pork. They call wasteful spending. But because we're not educated and we don't control our government, we think our government control us, but we the people, homie, if most of us went to Washington, but our nose and they be at every election, they'll act right. But nigga, we waiting till they show up on TV and say, vote for me. If nigga, we show up like he's saying they going to go, homie, you got to go meddle them people. That's how we got their attention with the people in our life. We was going up there every year, meddling them, going into offices, bringing a nigga with gold teeth, talking art, getting their attention. Somebody killed the white man, but he's working with children now. Homie, my story used to captivate politicians. Mm-hmm. Because it's a real story of redemption. I ain't hurt nobody since the life.
Right. That was well said. Shout out Charleston White and Anton Daniels. Saying some shit sometimes. It'd be tough to hear for a lot of people, but it'd be some truth in it, man.
By now, black social media has seen the exchange between Brittany Renner and PJ Washington. He was going to pick up his son when an argument came out. And the argument was between Brittany Renner and her mom and PJ Washington and his wife, at least towards the end. Brittany Renner was saying, listen, your son always cries. He doesn't really want to go with you.
Right.
And every
Yeah.
time you come and get him, he does this. This is why I need to record it. And at the same time, she says, well, you don't never come and do anything with him, and that's why he's acting like that. In other words, you don't spend enough time with your son, so that's why he never wants to leave and go with you and your wife.
Woo!
Then at a certain point, both of them start arguing, and then we hear this particular exchange.
Out my drive. You don't pay either. $170,000 to your with $11,000 in your son's bank account.
At this point, I believe that's Brittany Renner's mom. She's saying, listen, you don't want to do anything for your son. You've given $170,000 to that B, and your son only has $11,000 in his bank account. Huh? And that's crazy because a lot of adults don't have $11,000 in their bank account.
Damn.
And everybody on social media has been talking about it and people taking their different sides about why Brittany Renner is bitter.
Brittany Renner. Watched her dream, wedding, family. What did she? Isla being baby mama. That ain't what she let a man. As she lived life for her.
Dang.
Now, PJ Washington is now married to Lisa Chanel. So what this person is saying is you wanted the life that she has, but you gave that life up. You went and married Kevin Gates. Stop the show. Sort of.
Got him!
Yeah, because he was still married to Drika Gates.
Woo!
But anyway, this is who you chose to marry, and now you're bitter. But wait.
Left PJ Washington up playing around as a Muslim months and then case and get divorced.
Right.
Weeks later, like she makes bad decisions.
And again, the point is brought back home. Like, you left him for cheating, but technically he wasn't even cheating. He was watching OnlyFans videos, and you broke up with him because he lied about that. And so you went to Kevin Gates, and then it didn't work out, and now you're out there suffering. But rewind. Let's go back to that $11,000 situation. Now remember, his son, who's like no more than 5 years old, has $11,000 in his account. Now, what would a young kid need $11,000 in their account to do? Yeah, almost nothing. I mean, I was a full adult in my 20s and 30s and sometimes didn't even have $11,000 in my account. And at that particular time, $11,000, at least I thought it was quite a bit of money. So, you know, to have that and you're like 4 or 5, like a lot of people are saying like, oh, that's crazy. Like, of course, your wife can get something that's $170,000 and that's okay. But Brittany Renner is not his wife. That's his baby mama. Brittany Renner had a chance to get married. Then she got married to Kevin Gates.
Damn.
But the biggest shocker is yet to come.
He's straight. It is very clear that the real problem is $11,000 is not enough for you. Brittany Renner did all this nonsense because she knew this man was about to re-up his NBA contract. And re-up he did. This man about to make 90 mil. But I know her dumb ass is sick because nobody was trying to back up that play. Someone tell Brittany, this ain't very religious of you. Weren't you supposed to be Muslim? Shorty was Muslim for like 12 minutes. Now she's back to blacking out.
So the man mentioned something important that we're going to talk about. The post says here, Dallas Mavericks forward PJ Washington has agreed to a 4-year, $90 million contract extension with the franchise. Agent Kevin Bradbury of Lyft Sports Manager told ESPN. Washington secures a new deal that keeps him in Dallas through 2029 through 2030. So $90 million is a lot of money. There's more. You see, PJ Washington, not only is he playing in Dallas, he's not having any state tax. So a lot of that $90 million is his to keep. That's better than playing in like New York or California or even Canada, where they really eat at your profits. So that $90 million, he's really, really balling. But then there's a whole other side of this, and that is basically being a man and overcoming obstacles. Again, this is something that a lot of guys have to go through, which unfortunately is the school of hard knocks. You get with a lady, a baby mama, ex-wife, and well, we all understand what can happen. The relationship ends. Once the relationship ends, then she quickly rebounds to somebody else. In the case of PJ Washington, he did too. But usually it's not like that. Typically, women rebound quicker than men, especially if they're attractive. And of course, once she rebounds from you, then she's posting all about it on social media, talking about how great the guy is, how much in love they are with this guy, and you know, they're on Facebook photos together. In some cases, that person is, you know, holding your son or daughter, you know, using the man against you to make you jealous. And you still may have love for your ex-wife. You still may want your family back, but the reality is that your family is not coming back. And for a lot of men, that's a hurting thing. It's a woman that you love.
And the production's good.
You can't see your kids. You don't know what your ex-girlfriend or ex-wife is telling your son or daughter about you. And right now, you're just down. You might have lost
I don't even know the
everything,
whole thing,
if
right?
not most things. You know, people in the neighborhood know about it, and the community know about it. And there's only one way to go, and that's up. And right now, you're at rock bottom. But so many guys have figured out how to deal with it. Just work. Fast forward. Every day, you're reminded of how this person hurt you, and you might have some really bad thoughts, deranged thoughts, but you don't let that get to you. You just keep working on what you're doing. And that person could go around talking about you, assassinating your name, assassinating your character. And we know that was definitely the case with Brittany Renner. For anybody who wanted to hear about how she dealt with PJ Washington or their relationship dynamics, again, remember, this is a woman. He's at least 6 or 7 years older than this guy. I mean, he was a real young man when he got with her. She went around telling all of the business, you know, pretty much talking about how he was immature, and he could not really respond to it. He just basically accepted it for what it was. And despite the fact that she was out there crashing out and, you know, talking about child support issues and family court issues, he went and he just kept getting better. He had to go and play basketball every day. He got traded, went to the Dallas Mavericks, helped them reach the NBA Finals, I believe, 2 years ago. And now he's been rewarded by focusing on this. He probably wanted to stay with Brittany Renner, but then realized he couldn't do it. And because he's on his stuff, he's able to secure a new lady, Elisa Chanel. And now they have a child together. And so now that he's moved on with his life and he's, you know, completely understood that I can never get back with Brittany Renner. It's not going to work out. He's doing actually better than what he was doing with Brittany Renner. And that's the case because a lot of women expect that once you break up with them, your life is going to stop and your life is going to crumble and you're not going to do better without them. And for some guys, that might be true. But for most guys, it's just not. Most guys, once they get it in their mind that you're not going to come back and that they're making the decision to go ahead on and build their life without you, it may hurt, it may suck, but once a man understands that and he starts to go ahead and recover from that pain, that man is gonna probably end up doing better. And, you know, he's gonna improve. He don't have to hold his animosity against women. He can just continue doing what he needs to do. And at the same time, that man can take accountability for his mistakes. On the flip side, a lot of women, when they leave their baby daddy or their ex-husbands and they're the ones that initiate the end of the relationship, they feel like they never did any wrong in the relationship. Now, it's very possible the man did a lot of wrong in the relationship, but they never really learn from what they do wrong. So when they go into the next relationship, they never really adjusted from what happened. And so, you know, they keep coming across the same problems over and over again, while the man who was forced to get better because he just got dumped and lost everything had to adapt, right? A lot of men, if they want to improve with women or with finances, like, you got to adapt and learn and get better. Women sometimes may not have to adapt as much. And when you look at Brittany Renner, it's clear as day. From what we saw with Kevin Gates, she didn't adapt. So PJ Washington is basically being punished because how dare he become successful without her? And guess what? He became very successful without her. $90 million. And then once his post went up on X, he said, God is good. What am I trying to say here, fellas? Situations don't always work out with the women that you love or what's going on in your life. But the reality is that you have the power to change all
got
of
a little
that.
hand car
And
wash
you
spot
can
right
make a
around the
decision
corner.
to,
Bet.
keep tripping off her, or you can make the decision to go ahead on and do better than her. And what's going to happen is once you do better than her, she's not going to understand. And because you're a different person, it's now the person that she wants to be with. You see, when you down bad and you struggling and they break up with you and, you're not doing very well, that's not who they want. But once you coming back with power and authority and you have leverage, now the reasons why they mad at you now is because you're the person that they want now, but they don't want to go ahead and accept the fact that they messed up. So now they got to take it out on you because how dare you go ahead and move on with your life with somebody better while they're out there still down bad.
Right.
And again, this is also dangerous for men. Being successful after you get dumped by a lady who is not successful is very dangerous because they can still play the role with the kids and the child support and the custody court. Again, you won't take them back even though they wouldn't have taken you back. And now they're upset. But hey, that's their problem. Men just gotta keep winning. Many times we focus our efforts in certain low value conversations with women and what women have done to us. And I get that. Men have the great ability to create what they want to see. And if you can do that as a man, you're going to always be doing very well for yourself. Congratulations to PJ Washington. Your work did not go in vain. You're doing your thing. And guess what? You have proved that upgrading yourself as a man is what really works. Not complaining, not hating women, not being disrespectful, just going out there and working hard for what you want and keeping your options available and open and being on point. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shooter Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.
I mean, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people on God's planet Earth.
In the late 80s in Queens, New York, at Full Gospel Mission Church of God in Christ, there was a burgeoning star. Her name was Kelly Price. Her grandfather was the pastor and bishop, and her vocals were getting noticed. By the time 1992 came around, Mariah Carey started knocking, asked her to go on tour. So she did. And for all of that time, Kelly Price was building her fame and recognition in the industry as a backup singer. By the time 1998 came about, Kelly Price came out with her first album, Soul of a Woman. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I bought it. And my favorite song on that album was Secret Love. But fast forward! Kelly Price was competing against some of the legends in the 90s, Mary J. Blige, Lauryn Hill, and the like. But there was one thing about her folks didn't like: her body size. Kelly Price was very, very big, and people teased and joked about it. Folks would say things like, her face is pretty, but she's just too big. Or if she was smaller like Mary J. Blige, or if she was smaller like Lauryn Hill, she would get more sales. She would do much better. But she's too big. And that stuck with her in the industry. Kelly Price flipped between gospel and R&B, although she did great in both things. But the stigma still was she was just too big and couldn't lose weight. Even the name Kelly Price was associated with being fat.
But any man that feels that he has the right to disrespect a woman that has never done anything to them because they want to feel whatever and they realize that they will never have to say what they say under a picture or a video of me, something that is nasty and hurtful, and you want to put it there, you do that because you a.
That's just more proof of what Kelly Price had to go through in the industry. Fast forward. Everybody has a breaking point, even Kelly Price. she's been tired of people talking about her weight and her looks for the last 30 years. And today, she decided to go first after the men.
Number two, to you women activists out here, you DEI hires who getting ready to lose your job, if you haven't lost it already, because guess what? I haven't lost mine, and I'm not going to lose it. Because while you fighting for somebody in another culture to get your job, God gave me my voice.
Woo! She's talking about the men talking about her in the comments and saying little things about, how she looks. But that was light work. But then Kelly Price put all of the attention on the people that she really wanted to talk about.
Black women, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people on God's planet Earth. The things that you say about other black women, but you're an activist, and you are educated, and you are this, and you are that, and you are the other. I'm letting you have it right now, because ain't nothing you can do about that. And while you looking for a new job, I'm still going to be selling out theaters and venues, looking like a fat slob in clothes that you said that I look nasty in, and my feet are so damn big, and who dressed me. I'm still going to be making my money. I don't even do this, but I'm so sick of black people and their bull. I'm saying what I want to say. If you got a problem with what I'm saying, and Lord, pray for me, because I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? I'm not there yet.
Woo! I started talking about black women and DEI hires. Huh? But then the real situation came about.
Find yourself, because a degree does not give you class. Find yourself, because a degree ain't going to get your stupid ass into heaven. Find yourself, because being a keyboard thug on social media ain't going to do nothing but get your ass whipped when somebody walk up on you that don't know, that you don't even know is watching you. I said what I said.
Woo! Kelly Price went after black women like I've never seen any artist do it before. And it was really, really insane. The comments started coming like I don't know what. The Real Hassani says, fellas, do not comment one word. Let the women handle this situation. Say Lee says, did she lie? Quiet Storm says, hold up, auntie, because when you went missing, I was driving around Marietta humming Friend of Mine's looking for you. Woo! Now, this refers to when basically in 2021, Kelly Price had COVID and kind of disappeared for a while, and she does live in Atlanta. This person goes, comments prove her point every time. I've also experienced that the meanest women are amongst my kind. I've been dragged for having an opinion that differs from theirs. Miss Waterman Baby says, y'all really in the comments like she called out your government name. If you know you're not like this, then clearly she isn't talking to you. I totally feel this video, and I don't think she's referencing me. I've seen it in real life and lived it out. Some of our ladies be tripping hard. Damn. Even my partner Seti Nash says, whoa, woo. Find yourself, because the degree won't give you class. I'm afraid she ate with this one. Got him. Brianna says, just call out those specific people. Don't come on this app saying you black women this and that. Everyone isn't the same. Now, while Kelly Price has some supporters, she also has some people who pushed back.
Well, we all know for a fact, let's just start here, that Kelly isn't, right? Like when we seen her and the way she's portrayed on her reality show, also was one of those black women that she is actually referring to. It was always so interesting that you have so much to say about yourself, but you never hold the mirror up to know that you are the reflection of what you don't want to be exposed to.
Now, this lady is referring to a reality show that she saw Kelly Price on. And Kelly Price, according to her, is basically rude to black women in the same manner she's accusing everybody else. And it appears that women agree with this. Look at Maura. Did she forget that we watched her on a reality show? Woo! Everything New says, hello, pot, meet kettle. Woo! But wait, there's more.
You know, from what we've seen and all of these years, people who have worked with you, whether it's promoters, you always have that from having nasty, dirty, funky, stinky attitude. And now you're experiencing that back and you have a problem with it.
So in this clip, the lady is like, look, basically getting karma from how you've been in throughout the industry. Basically, you've been doing this all your life. You don't get along with nobody. So basically, you're getting now what you deserve. And basically, you don't want to be exposed to yourself or the reflection, because it's easy for you to put out the fact that black women are doing this and that, but you're actually the black woman that you complain about. Let me just say this. Have I seen what Kelly Price is talking about with women in the black community or certain women in the black community? I think everybody at certain points have seen it, right? Again, people could talk about you, people could roast your weight, people could say all kind of mean things about you. I mean, I'm from Black America, so I know people would definitely get on you and talk about your feed and talk about how you look. And again, you know, her emphasis on it was not so much the men in this, because men can do that, but according to her, the people that do that the most to her are black women themselves. And this is kind of what I hear from a lot of black women, that a lot of the criticisms of how somebody look, how ugly somebody is, how big somebody is, and when you want to talk about body shaming, a lot of time that energy is focused on black men. But the more that I listen to this, more of this information is coming from black women saying that other black women are the culprits, right? And that's something that's interesting, because I know that men can do it, but in the case of what I'm hearing, a lot of these black women are saying other black women are guilty of that. And that's interesting because, you know, you hear black girls rocks and you hear all this other stuff, and black men need to respect black women's bodies, but at the same time, that obviously must not be the case. Here's the problem with Kelly Price is saying, though. It appears that she's a hypocrite to her own message. Like, you want to go around telling black women that they are rude and that they have a problem, but it is clear as day. And I love Kelly Price. She's like one of my top 2 or 3 favorite singers. I mean, in that 90s generation, I'm talking about Mary J., Faith Evans, and Kelly Price. Like, you know, Mary J. my favorite one, but vocally, Kelly Price is probably the best out of everybody. Gonna be real, okay? Kelly Price can flat out sing. However, you can't be out here checking people and your attitude is not right. You not cool. And that's something I want to talk about in the black community that we do. Always feel like we need to go and check somebody else about what they need to do. And when it comes to us, you know, we doing the exact same thing that we complaining about. And we need to also start being real with ourselves. If we want people to respect us, and even if you see somebody who hella ugly or who hella down bad, like, you ain't got to go out there and say that they ugly and down bad. Now, when somebody come onto your stuff, you be all like, I don't know why they be treating me like this. Black people, we can't never get along. We don't never want to support each other. And then when it comes out that your ass don't be supporting people, or, you know, your ass is rude, you have a history of being down bad. And then also you're a cultural cancer, and you're everything you're complaining about. As a people and as individuals, we have to be aware of the problems that we causing, right? We just got to do that. So if we want people to respect us and show us some love, and to show us some love and respect us, then we can't be also having the worst ass attitude. And if Kelly Price was on the reality show and you were absolutely expressing this, and then you calling it out, it just goes to show you how one-sided people are. And they just don't really feel like nothing is wrong with them. A lot of people, it's just not men or women. I see it here in Africa. Like, people all the time complaining about one thing, and when it's, you know, they the problem, they don't see like nothing wrong with what they're doing. Like, everything is okay. They could never be growing or developing. It's the same thing in America. So be conscious, right? If you're a person that you're complaining about something, look at yourself, say, am I like that? And then ask people, like, what's wrong with me? And then people could tell you about yourself, like, oh, damn, I am like that. Yeah, you are. Like, you're down bad. What can I do to fix it? And then when you are like that and you can fix your problems, then you can, you know, it's easier for you to go out there and stand on what you're talking about. But you can't be standing on, as the young folks say, business when you faulty, you dusty, you down bad. And Kelly Price, I mean, again, I love your music, but hey, it seemed like you guilty of doing the same damn thing. And the reason why you might be getting that energy, because you create that energy for your damn self. Woo! That's what he did. It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. For all that you do, subscribe to the bell. We out. Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know where Negro news comes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. Y'all know your boy grew up in the black church, and of course,
It just won't stop, y'all. Caleb Williams get blasted yet again by another reporter. And we here to put that fire out and let everybody know why it's time to move the hell on. And we gonna get into the mailbag right ahead of the season. And y'all already know, before we talk about it and break it all down, you gotta hear the music first.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by C-Dub. So if y'all tuned in, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hey, interesting things going on in Bears Nation. And what else is new, C-Dub? We got a new article coming out from my man's Tyler Doon with the golongtd.com, blasting Caleb Williams and pretty much putting out some things that is kind of alluding to that Caleb Williams is a diva. Pretty much saying that, and I'm paraphrasing here, y'all. Y'all can go ahead and read the entire article. There's a 4-part series to this that I found out. But pretty much saying that Caleb Williams was a diva. Pretty much saying that the coaching staff had to dumb things down for Caleb Williams to where they had to omit certain things out of the playbook so he can understand and call plays. Even pointing out a moment throughout the season and when the Chicago Bears lost 6-3 to the Seattle Seahawks, that Caleb Williams walked off on the interim head coach and pretty much went that route, bro. And I ain't even gonna lie to you, C-Dub. I can't even get it all off because I'm heated. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's just pretty much saying that somebody had to go over on the headset and say, "Get the F over here. Don't walk off on me." And Caleb Williams still, and what they put in the article, sashayed back to the huddle before he played his final game of the season versus Green Bay. I'm here to say is ready to move on. I got a lot more to say about it, but I would love to hear your thoughts from the article, bro.
First of all, who gives a damn what this article says? Because this article is nothing to create negative feelings about Caleb Williams and our football team in a very inopportune time. We getting ready. This is our preparation week for our first game of the season. And somebody out here trying to win a Pulitzer Prize for bringing out a bombshell article like this, which is bullshit. Who gives a damn? Even if he did it, I don't care, because it already proves that the coaching staff that we had here, including Thomas Brown, were incompetent. You can tell by the record. You can tell by the play from the players. It does not matter. I just cannot understand for the life of me, why do we continue to stab ourselves in both feet before we even get a chance to walk. Let this kid be a football player. Damn, he just started. His rookie year was last year, 20-6. You guys thought that was trash. This was amazing. No quarterback in Bears history ever had those numbers. Can we please give our players a chance to play without bringing out these dumb-ass, negative, mudslinging-ass reports? And I'm disappointed in some outlets for putting that shit out, bro, when we trying to see what we got. That shit doesn't mean anything. What you trying to win, a Pulitzer Prize? Ain't nobody give a fuck. That coaching staff from last year, in fact, the previous 2 years, whatever Matt Eberflus was attached to, was incompetent. And that's all I got to say. Cut the bullshit. We trying to win games over here. Who gives a damn?
And just for context, the article is coming from Go Long Touchdown, written by Tyler Doon. And here's my thoughts. Just to keep it G. Because, number one, we had the excerpt from the book that was written from a rep from ESPN not too long ago. And we heard about Caleb Williams didn't originally want to be here. When that came out, everybody in Chicago was like, duh, look how we treat the rookie quarterbacks. Look how we set them up for success. And in this article, they map out that Caleb Williams was telling veterans what to do, saying that he wasn't going to do this, not showing up for that, and not doing whatever it was. My first question is, so was these coaches some bitches? That's my first question.
Yes.
That's my first question. Was all the coaches of last year, were they some bitches? Because how the hell do you allow a rookie to enter the NFL and disrespect all things built on football principles? Number two, if Caleb Williams is such a bad distraction and such a horrible person, why the hell will Lincoln Riley leave Oklahoma and say, I want Caleb Williams to be my quarterback in USC? Number three, is Thomas Brown a bitch? Is Matt Eberflus a bitch? Is Shane Waldron a bitch? So you telling me all those guys were soft and punk as fuck? If they was, that's why they don't have a job today. That's why I'm sitting right here saying it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Ben Johnson coming in here and letting them know we ain't having it. Eric Bieniemy, we ain't having it. Dennis Allen, we ain't having it. Declan Doyle, we ain't having it. And the last point, very, very simple. If you were strong enough to go out there and make an example out of Tyreek Stevenson, who was in the league early, why couldn't you make an example out of Caleb Williams? Especially because all the Bajan baddies gonna love this, especially because you've seen on the field what Tyler Bajan can do. So if Caleb Williams came into this entire situation and he was an issue, you could have sat his monkey ass down and said, Tyson Bajan, go ahead and operate this game for one game. And the last time I checked, they said the coaches didn't, all the players that I'm hearing talk, they said the coaches are holding things accountable now. They said the coaches are really holding a standard. They're saying the coaches are really trying to change the culture. So again, and I don't normally do this, C-Dub. I don't normally call out outlets. I let people do what they do. But CHGO, how can y'all allow somebody to come on there and question the learning abilities of a quarterback in your city by sitting there allowing somebody to say and verbally, literally, and I'm paraphrasing, question the learning ability of the quarterback in your city that you spend a lot of time covering? Pretty much saying that this quarterback has a learning disability. To hell with y'all.
Right.
It's time to move on. Fuck 2024. It was a shitty ass year. It did not live up to what the hell we expect. And fuck Matt Eberflus and his slick back haircut.
Oh, bro.
Let's win games 2025. So for all these click pieces for people trying to hit the record and trying to hit a point, let's move on. outlet that is one of the biggest in Chicago, y'all should have been trying to move on as well. Lead the fucking pack. But it's okay. It's okay. Because we right there coming.
Oh, nephew, you just
bro.
Nephew just cooked. I ain't gotta say shit.
Because that shit don't make no sense to me, bro. The shit don't make no sense to me, bro. Like, my thing is, bro, why does somebody have to, if, number one, if Shane Waldron was a competent coach, Thomas Brown was a competent coach, Matt Eberflus was a competent coach, the damn FBI that invaded, allegedly, that came into the shit for the defensive coordinator was a competent coach. Why didn't y'all send Caleb Williams monkey ass on his way? How is it so easy for Ben Johnson, but hard for y'all?
Might be bitches. They might be.
That's the only other way.
That's the only other fucking.
That's the only other reason, G. So again, let's move on. Like, and for people to be feeding in this, that a lot of Chicagoans go to these outlets and shit, bro. A lot of people want to listen to what we say, give our honest opinion on the state of the game, on the state of the players, on the state of different articles. And for some outlets to feed into this bullshit, it says a lot about you, bro. It says a lot about you. Simply because why would you? Because me, see, I'll let you. Just give me one. I just got one question.
Go crazy.
Because C-Dub, for me, if somebody said, C-Dub, if you came to me and said, hey, Bobby, you know, last year, the Chicago Bears let Caleb Williams come in and tell veterans what to do, try to change up the whole entire playbook, didn't show up to meetings, didn't do this, didn't do that. You want to know what my first question going to be? Are y'all some bitches? Do y'all want to win? How the fuck? It just don't make sense, bro. You gonna let a rookie come into the locker room with no stripes earned in the NFL and dictate what transpires? No, I don't. Look, whatever happened, maybe it could be true. I just don't believe that because Ben Johnson came in and in 6 months said, "You gonna tighten your ass up or you're out of here."
Oh, bro. Hey, separate the men from the mice. Hey, nephew, you absolutely destroyed. Hell, ain't much more for me to say. Are y'all fucking coaches or are you some bees or the real bitches? Because you don't let no rookie come in there and just set the rhythm, set the post for your franchise and shit like that. I know he was number one picked overall, but if he out there being a nuisance, not doing what he's supposed to do, your job is to reprimand him. And since there was no reprimand, I don't
want to hear the shit. C-Dub, last point before we get into the mailbag, because we going over. In Indy, when Anthony Richardson showed them who he was, what they do to him? Bench. So you couldn't do that to him? Oh, okay.
Happened. That's why they couldn't do it to him, because all this is bullshit. Y'all don't like Caleb from the beginning. I don't know why y'all. I know why y'all don't like Caleb. I know why. But y'all better get over it. Get the fuck over it, because we really ain't drawing off this shit. Let other people draw off that fake ass shit. Until we see that proof in the pudding right in front of our face, y'all some bitches or it's not true.
And this going to be a little longer episode, so y'all lock in. We about to get right into it. My rant is over. Let us know your thoughts and everything below. Before we get
nephew, bro. W nephew in the chat. W nephew in the chat.
Oh, bro. But before we move on, man, we got a quick message from our sponsors at DraftKings.
You guys know I love every single sport. All I do is watch sports between NFL, NBA, MLB, even NHL. All I'm doing all day long is watching sports. And because of that, I've decided to team up with DraftKings Sportsbook, have exclusive offer for you guys. New customers can bet.
Yo, what it do? Chicago Bears Central, them cognac boys. It's Milton the Dark Knight calling once again. on this beautiful Friday. Hope all is well with y'all. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Bears football is back, baby. Let's do the damn thing. Let's do the damn thing. But I'm just gonna be on real two players that I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on. Braxton Jones, Mr. Turnstile. I don't know if he needs to go to the Bass Pro Shops and get himself an anchor or go down to the local harbor. You better fix that anchor, man. We can't have him being no turnstile, especially when our quarterback's trying to get the ball out faster and he's not. He's getting a lot worse than he is getting better, man. If he don't shape up, he's gonna have to ship up out of here this after this season, man. And then the second player, I'm definitely keeping my eye on is Montez Sweat, Mr. Montez himself. $100 million. I understand you hurt, bro, but man, they brought in a bunch of help for you. It's time for you to step up, man, and all this. Okay, yeah, Michael Parsons, get it. Green Bay got him, so them and the Dallas Cowboys are the losers in that. I'm just glad we didn't get Parsons because we would have had $200 million riding the pine, especially after finding out old Parsons got a doggone back sprain. So that's on them. I'm so glad, and some of y'all fans, y'all 60 fans out here need to be on your knees praying to the good Lord, thinking we ain't get that dude. Because we got him, then it'd be like, well, why Post split up our draft capital and this dude doing all this? And I'm going to tell y'all this, though. It's going to be Ben Johnson and his new staff. This is going to be their trial in the fire this season. So let's see what they bring. I'm excited to see what new tricks they got for our team and seeing how far we're going to make it, though. But I have high hopes. But, of course, I'm keeping it in the real. I'm a realist at the end of the day. And the cards going to fall where they may. So go Bears. Go Bears. Go up, bear down. I'll holler at y'all on the next one.
Shout out to my man's Milton. C-Dub, what you got for us?
Hey, shout out to my boy Milton. When it comes to Braxton Jones, I'm gonna just say this about both of them, put them both in a nutshell. Previous years, like the last 2-3 years, I was so excited. That was my feeling coming into the season, to the first game of the season. Excitement. I knew that we had problems on the offensive line and other places on the team in a given year, but I was excited. I was hoping that maybe they can get better. You know, they can get better throughout the season. This season is different, and I think I like the way that I'm coming into this season. I'm a little worried. I'm worried about Braxton Jones if he can hold the line on that left side of the offensive line. I'm worried about Montez Sweat if he can really go out there and produce. I'm worried about Tyreek Stevenson if he can keep his spot over there and keep that opposite side of Jalen Johnson correct. So I like the way I'm feeling, and it's good to have a little doubt coming into the season because I thought I was a little bit too excited previous seasons.
I agree with that. I think that's a strong point, man, because I think that right now left tackle is a big question mark. This defensive line is a big question mark. We seeing that injuries are, you know what I'm saying, present as we get ready to start the season. An issue, not like my haircut, but it's definitely an issue. Hey, I need a haircut, bro. I gotta pull out the clippers, bro. It's time. This shit rough.
Nobody was gonna say nothing. Nobody noticed.
Hey, somebody was gonna know that, man. Hey, the line and look all right, goddamn, but they need to be cut. But for real, hey, but I think that, hey, I don't care. I don't want to hear no excuses. We just seen the Dallas Cowboys, you know what I'm saying, face off. We just seen the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers face off. All those teams have their issues. The Bears have their issues. The standards still remain the same, and that's what I'm going to be echoing throughout the entire season. We need wins. I don't want to hear nothing. There's no excuses, bro. Wins. Ain't no more hope. Ain't no more. We need to find out. We need fucking W's. That's it. There ain't no more playing around. And you said it perfectly. We got our issues, but we got to get, you know what I'm saying? We got to get it together. We got to see what we got. But shout out to my man's Milton, though.
Milt.
All right, C-Dub, we're going to get into this next one. This next one is for my man's Marifa.
Marifa!
Black yet again.
Bobby. C-Dub. Hey. Them cognac boys. What's happening, fellas? It's your man, Marifa Sa. Black yet again, man. Listen. We made it, fellas. This is it. It's time, man, for us to put it on wax. Okay? All the time for talk is over with. All the talk that we had throughout these last 8 months is done for. The last time we seen the Chicago Bears play in a meaningful game that counts, it was this past January when they was whooping the Packers' ass in Lambeau Field on the last second field goal. You hear me? And we got to continue that winning success going into this year, 2025. Okay? Look here, man. Hope brings eternal. And everybody started out 0-0, except for the Cowboys. We ain't talking about them. But look here, man. So I'm going to say this. Now, we got a new coaching staff. That's excellent. Caleb Williams got to get that ball out quick. 2.0 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Okay, offensive line going to be solid and strong up front. Defensive line got to get that pressure on the quarterback and sack him. And then the defensive backfield going to be solid and locking down those wide receivers. The Bears got a new offensive scheme, and they're going to be scoring an average of 30 points a game this season with the play caller in Ben Johnson, who's top 3 in play calling in the NFL. Okay? So, all the national pundits and all of the experts, they say that the Bears only going to win 9 games, 7 games, 8 games. No, I'm going to speak championship and Super Bowl into their existence. You got to keep speaking it till you see it. I'm going to say it again. Keep speaking it till you see it. Super Bowl Bears. That's what I'm going to say. I ain't scared to speak it because I believe it. And it's coming very soon. Okay? I'm going to put that out there right now. And it starts on Monday night versus the Vikings. Okay? I'm going to put my prediction. Bears 31, Vikings 21. All right? Bears get the dub on week 1. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Got place to go. Got peeps to see. But you know what I'm going to say before I leave? Hey, Chicago up. And bad up, baby. FTV. Let's go.
You already know. Shout out to my man's Reefer. Hey, look, I ain't gonna give my prediction because I still got a prediction show to show up to. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, you know. But at the end of the day, I think that right now the time is now. Who cares that, you know what I'm saying, that Michael Parsons went to Green Bay? Good for them. We need to handle our business. Who cares that the Detroit Lions lost 2 offensive coordinators, lost multiple offensive linemen? Who cares? We need to worry about us. Who cares that the Minnesota Vikings revamped both offensive line and defensive line and got a rookie quarterback pretty much trotting out there on Monday night? Who cares? For the Chicago Bears' sake, we need to handle our business. I don't really give a damn what's going on within the rest of the division, what's going on around the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm on NFL Central, tune in if you ain't tuned in. But nonetheless, it's all about the Chicago Bears. It's all about the Chicago Bears. Guys got to show up. Guys got to perform. And we need to put these other QBs on their backside. And guys got to show up. Every team around the league has their issues. But the best coaches around the league, they're going to get the best out of their team. They're going to game plan for the best of their team. They're going to scheme things open or scheme things, you know, in the favor of their teams as best as they can. So no excuses for my Chicago Bears. Let's see what happens on Monday. I'm excited.
I love the way you come in, Marifa Asar, and that's probably every damn mailbag. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Thanks for all of your support.
Bro ass like 22-1.
22 and oh, they'll do my guy. He's 22 and 0.
Hey, it was one I was like, nah, I don't know, Marifa.
I know what you talking
about. During the summer, I was like, I don't know, Marifa. But other than that, bro, like 22-1. I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out to my boy. I'm also on that side. I call myself the homer of homers. I got lofty goals for this team as well. One of the most the most anticipated thing that I'm looking forward to is, are we going to get us a modern offense? Even though Caleb had the best rookie season as a quarterback for the Chicago Bears, we had incompetent coaching and play calling from all levels, from Thomas Brown to all the other losers who called the plays. I'm hoping and I'm really thinking that we're gonna finally have a modern offense in Chicago. And for those who really playing that too small, we have never had a modern offense. So this is gonna be a sight to behold. Shout out to my man Marifa Assar.
For sure. Shout out to my man's Black yet again. What you talking about? But hey, appreciate the call, my reefer. We move on, C Dub. And my reefer, don't want no smoke, OG. I'm just keeping it real. But hey, C Dub, we move on to my man's Keys. Here it is.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Keys on this lovely Friday afternoon, man. Hope all is well with you and yours. That being said, let's get to it. Made it, y'all. Made it to the point that it is now the game coming up on Monday night, and I can't wait. I think it's really going to be a chess match of head coach coordinator, where we got Kevin O'Connell versus former head coach at DC, Dennis Allen, and then you have Ben Johnson versus former head coach DC, Brian Flores. I think it's going to be a damn good game. I don't know if it's going to be no blowout. I really think it comes down to which interior offensive line can move the defensive line, and they get the linebackers out of position to not make plays. And I have total faith with the interior offensive line that we have. Swift might have a decent game, and I think too, Ben Johnson will put Caleb in positions to not make that hard of plays and throws and everything that we saw last year with whoever the fuck the guy was. I can't even remember his name. That's how bad he was. But, make the easy reads. Caleb, don't try to play hero ball, man. It's going to come down to maybe a few plays. Bro, just make the play that's available. If Colston Loveland or Cole Kmet is wide open, get it to him. Damn sure get DJ Moore the ball. And, if Rome got a one-on-one that's, fairly evenly matched where he can win, get him the ball, bro. So let's just do our thing and see what we can do. And I'm really intrigued to see what our DBs look like too, man, because Jalen Johnson on that pitch count is going to be something to see. And you never know. Shoot, Kyler Gordon probably can make about 2 interceptions. That's just me throwing out numbers, but we really got to get after the quarterback. It's J.J. McCarthy. I know he went to my favorite school in Michigan, but let's go beat his ass up and, go make some plays. Sweat, you have to play, bro. You know what I'm saying? You make too much money to not be that guy. It's time. Dayo, get off your ass. Let's go. It's time to fucking make plays. Let's go out here and do what we got to do, man. All right? Let me know what you guys think. As always, shout out up, bear down.
Shout out to my man's Keys, man. C-Dub, what you got for us, bro?
Hey, shout out to Keys. That was a good breakdown what you think the game is going to look like and
His
how
name Keys.
yeah, he got the keys to the
Got
game.
the keys to the game. Yeah, no pun
I like
intended.
that. And I just want to notice a couple things. Everybody that's getting on this mailbag is like, we made it. We've been through a lot of shit. They like, we made it. Bro, we've been through a gauntlet, bro. We finally made it. And then I just want to throw this out. Once again, I won't be giving a prediction. But I want everybody, I think what's going to be important in this game is third down. The team that wins third down on offense and defense more than likely are the winner of these football games. So with that being said, I'm going to be looking at Caleb Williams. I'm looking at Montez Sweat on third down on defense. Them the two guys I'm watching on third down. Caleb, Montez. Just a little throw it in there a little bit until Monday night. I just threw that out there.
I love it. C-Dub, I honestly love that. I love that point. Definitely watching these games these last few days, definitely, you know what I'm saying, pretty much stamped my importance on how I feel about third down when it comes to this game for the Chicago Bears. But C-Dub, first of all, shout out to my man's keys, because those are some hell of a keys. And C-Dub, I know we're going to talk about it more on Monday. Hell of a point. And I'm going to break it down more on Monday too. But he brought up DJ Moore. What did, real quick, what we get on DJ Moore the most about last season?
Going, finishing the play?
In body language, right?
Oh, body language, yes.
That's your Key. Shout out to you for making me think about it.
Yeah.
Goes back to the original topic at the start of this. Oh, Caleb Williams' body language is bad. Has to be another reason why DJ Moore body language was bad, right? But I also think that for Dennis Allen, he's not about to allow JJ McCarthy to sit back there, order Domino's or Papa John's. He about to be on his ass too. We about to be on his ass too. It comes down to third downs, bro. Y'all make sure y'all lock in on Monday, the pregame before the actual game, and it's gonna be busting for sure. Excuse me. But hey, we gonna get into this last one, C-Dub. This last one is my mans that come with a cup to the call. This is my man's B Mace.
B Mace.
Y'all already know.
Is he underage or overage? What the fuck?
He in a age.
That's my boy.
Here go B Mace, bro.
What's good, CB? What B Mace from Two Drinks with the Fellas, and I'm about to get into that. I usually hold off on the calls because the off season be dead as hell, and I be wanting to give the new callers a chance to get heard. So first off, congrats to the bros for over 20,000 subscribers and getting your FanDuel sponsorship. Well deserved, fellas. Secondly, I need y'all to think about this. Tell me which player on the Bears have the best chance to win an award this upcoming season. It could be Rookie of the Season, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, a comeback player. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Any Bears player who might win the award this year. Third, y'all need to get out and do more vlogs. Record some videos of y'all going to like some Bears games. Record some videos of y'all going to like some Bears events. But y'all need to do more vlogs. Y'all need to get out. I know y'all can do it. Matter of fact, Bobby, I'm going to see you at the Bengals game. So, finally, last one. It's due time, Hayes. It's due time. You need to get your boy on one of these episodes. You got excited when Buddy jumped on with the man boobs. I bet not hear you say dick in the dirt no more damn times, all right? All right? We don't need that. We're going to go ahead and skip over that. But besides that, I am excited for the new season. Start soon, man. We're going to be into this Vikings and this Bears game. So I just want to say y'all better bear down. And shout out to Marifa. Y'all stay up.
Shout out to my boy, man.
He said, I better not hear you say dick in the dirt no more. Shout out to B Mace, bro. Shout out to B Mace. What my other guy at? Yo, bro, you definitely y'all be cooking. Hey, but C-Dub, what you got for me?
Oh, shout out to my man's B Mace, man. Hey, we've been rocking with B Mace for a long time. Two shots, two drinks with the fellas. What is that?
Two drinks with the fellas.
Two drinks with the fellas. Make sure y'all go subscribe to them. They on Instagram, they on YouTube, all social media program. Go follow those guys. We appeared on the show as well. Your first question, who is in line for award?
Great question.
I'm gonna just keep on riding this and say Luther Burton for Rookie of the Year. I know it's not, he probably doesn't do it, but I'm just gonna say his name for that sake, because I think he's gonna be so impactful. I'm going with Luther Burton. And the vlogs, we'll see what happens. I know it'll probably be entertaining in a motherfucker. Because if we go, it's just I don't know how much censorship we gonna have to put through on the fucking thing, bro. Is they gonna allow us on YouTube to drop some vlogs of what we be doing, bro? nephew, could you imagine us getting fucking demonetized off the first vlog?
What we drinking? What we drinking? Because first of all, I'm a yak boy. So if C-Dub pull up with the yak, it might turn black. Take it for what you will. But if I pull up and I'm feeling tequila that day, it might be a little different. Then we got the ignorant uncle and Kev. We got the silent killer in motherfucking Hayes. And we got the ignorant 6'3" motherfucking Steve-O that don't drink. But what if he do drink?
He's starting, nephew. He's starting, nephew. We started seeing the nigga with bottles and shit. He got bottles at the beginning of the streams and shit.
I'm with it though. But hey, we definitely gonna have to chop it up and figure out what we could do, bro, about everything, because vlogs will be interesting. They will be interesting for sure.
Sliding a thin line, because that shit will get very, bro. It's not rated R. It's rated mature. That's what it's gonna be, rated mature.
The motherfucker gonna have to be edited.
Oh, bro, heavily edited, bro.
But before we go, my person that's first in line for an award.
Hey, I'm gonna hit it.
Kayla Williams.
Woo!
Come on.
For what? For what?
Pro Bowl, at least.
Oh, it could be a lot of people for that. I think go with another award, because I think a lot of people got to.
Me personally, I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't see a defensive player on the year of this team.
Okay, you don't see an offensive player of the year on this team.
Offensive player of the year, Rome, maybe. Yeah, not yet.
What about DeAndre?
No, I got offensive lineman of the year, Joe Tooney, maybe.
Joe Tooney.
Let's see.
Okay,
let's see. The first, Caleb Williams. Go get yourself a Pro Bowl, brother.
Oh, I love that. Now,
go get yourself a Pro Bowl. But hey, man, it was a episode that was longer than usual, but we have appreciate y'all for tuning in for so long. And at the end of the day, man, let's move on to 2025. We moving on. Like, it's a weird ass time to where these publications want to release their books, they want to release their articles. Like, because my thing is, bro, you had all this information from the season of 2024-25. The season of 25 ended in January. You could have dropped it before.